All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Two Tides Brewing Company, and they are out of Savannah, Georgia, and this is their Be Here Now or Be Nowhere Later. So this is a dark lager that comes in at 5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is just over 3 months old. I'm going to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Wes, for this beer. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Wes sent my way. And he sent me 5 beers in total, 4 of which were from Two Tides, and this is one of the 4. And I'm really excited for it because I've only had one lager from them, but it was a West Coast Pilsner, so it was a hoppy lager. And this is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, being a dark lager. So yeah, I'm here for it. They didn't specify, at least I didn't see, if it was like a Czech style dark lager or like a German style dark / black lager, aka Schwarzbier, or if it's like an Americanized dark lager, just a generic European dark lager. I have no idea, but we're gonna find out, I guess. So I would, most places that call it a dark lager usually go for the Czech style, so that would be my assumption, but who knows. So I like the simplicity of the label and everything and whatnot, and the quote is definitely resonates with me for sure. Let's give it a pour here into, I'm using this dimpled mug because I really like it for the lagers at this point, especially, like Czech dark lagers and pilsners. A little bit, no, I saved that. I thought I was gonna have to really save it though. So look at that beer in the mug. Just look at it. It looks fantastic. You could say, hey, that looks like a stout or a porter. It definitely does, but it looks fantastic. Like absolutely fantastic. It is straight on, black. It's a dark lager for sure. It's black. It's pitch black. Hold up the light. This is darker than a lot of stouts I see. There's almost no, at the very bottom I see a very slight kiss of like a very dark brown, but you'd see a little bit of like right here on this side of the glass. But otherwise, it's pitch black, has about 2.5 fingers of this straight-on mocha-colored head. It looked pretty creamy pouring out. It's looking a little bit more soap sudsy, but it's starting to get like the cap at the top. Is that a little bit of a hair? I always wash my things. I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, that's just, again, it's a beautiful, beautiful looking dark lager. I want to get into it. Nose. Yeah, roasty and toasty, kind of like a rustic brown bread. Oh, it almost has like a kiss of like a sweetened like cocoa powder. It definitely has like a perceived sweetness that I feel is going to be on the palate. But roasty, toasty, again, like a rustic dark bread. There's 100% coffee in here. Not like actual coffee, but like from the malt. The chocolate, it's giving me mocha vibes. There's a little bit of a like a fruitiness that's kind of different. It's kind of like a little bit of a dark fruit. I can't really specify. A touch of molasses as well. And it has a ever so slight kiss of like a spicy kind of herbaceousness in the nose, I'd say, or more of a spicy floral kind of quality from the hops. Man, this smells like it's going to be infinitely crushable. Like, I just want to get into it. So we are. Cheers, and thanks again, Wes. I could crush an entire 4-pack of that. It has enough, off of that first sip, it has enough flavor to keep you interested, it being a dark lager, but at the same time, it's just so easy and fun to drink. Go back in body mouthfeel. Body's higher side of light, lower side of medium, maybe a touch thin, but it is 5%, so I got to keep that in mind. I'd say it's more on the lighter side of medium body, so I think it's fine. It's not like amazing, but it's all right. The mouthfeel is exactly what I want out of a style like this. It has a smoothness to it. It's a little bit creamy, but it has a nice like moderate carbonation. It's effervescent on the tongue, but it's not overly done. It's not overly aggressive with the carbonation. So the mouthfeel is pretty fantastic, and the body's a bit thin for what I want, but it doesn't. It's not incredibly thin or anything. Just a touch thin for what I want. Drinkability is through the roof because the flavors are so nice, but they're not too intense. Like when I drink a dark lager like this, even though it looks like a stout or a porter, I don't want it to have the intensity of like an 8% imperial stout. I want it to have the same flavors or similar flavors that you would see in those two styles, but with a cleanness on the palate because it is a lager and it definitely is a clean beer. A lighter kind of flow to the flavors on the palate, which this has, but still, everything's rounded out by just the flavors themselves. There's no sharpness here. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this. All I'm saying is this is like a lager version of a really nice stouter porter, and that's exactly what it should be. And we'll go back for another sip so I can start talking about the flavors that I was going to talk about right there. Yeah, so that rustic, kind of toasted, almost roasted, almost, I want to say burnt, we'll say like deeply toasted malt character. The brown bread is the first thing that hits me. It dives underneath the palate, but it's omnipresent. It's just never the predominant note as it goes across the palate outside of the beginning. There is a nice little mocha vibe here. It has like a lightly to medium roasted coffee with, in the nose, some more milk chocolate. In the taste, it's more like a cocoa powder or slightly sweetened cocoa powder. Halfway through the palate, I get that dark fruit, and I would specify the dark fruit into this to be kind of like a very slight, like plum, almost like sugar plum, plummy raisin, but it's very slight. It's noticeable, but it's not too big. And then on the finish, again, that spicy floral kind of sensation that I was, the aromatics were kicking out. I'm getting that on the palate on the finish. This finish is bone dry with a mild to moderate bitterness. The bitterness isn't too bad, but there is a little bit of like a hot bitterness you can feel on the back of the palate. But this is very dry, bone dry. So while this has sweeter characteristics up front, that dryness really just stops it in its tracks, balances out the entire lager. And yeah, and like I said, very clean, very crisp. So crisp, clean, and refreshing, yes, from a dark lager for sure. Extremely well done. 5%, you can't tell. This is really nice stuff. Again, this is only the second lager I've had from Two Tides, but I'll say they're probably, of the things I've tried over the past 5 years from different breweries in the South, Two Tides is probably my favorite at this point. I have had no bad beers from them, per se. And all of their beers have been good, and I've tried a wide variety of styles from a West Coast Pilsner to this, fruited sours, hazy IPAs, pastry stouts. I've had like probably a half dozen different styles, and they've all been incredibly well made, well executed, and just good beers. This is another one where I could sit here and drink an entire 4-pack watching the Sabres get their ass kicked, as they usually do, or I could drink this on tap and have a couple nice, big, tall, frosty mugs of this and just be just as happy. And yeah, this is really nice. Is it my favorite dark lager? It is not, but I think it's a really drinkable, highly enjoyable dark lager from Two Tides. So I'm going to give Be Here Now or Be Nowhere Later. I'm going to give this a high 4.25 and go 4.3. This is a great beer. And I would say if you're in Savannah, in and around Savannah, and you haven't tried Two Tides, you have to try some Two Tides. Everybody I heard that goes to the brewery, they just love it. I think somebody said it was like an old church or hotel or motel or something. I don't know. The way they have it set up is definitely very unique from a couple people that have went there and checked out the dig. So I would love to get down there at some point. If I ever am in the Savannah area, I will definitely be getting the Two Tides 100%. So 4.3 out of 5 for this beer. Price point availability, I have no idea. I don't think Wes told me what any of the things cost this time around. So Wes, if you watch this, what did you pay for a 4-pack of this, or if you bought a single? I would hope, because this is a 12 fluid ounce can that's in one of these energy drink cans, I wouldn't want to pay more than $12 for that 4-pack, and more specifically 10 would be kind of where I would like it, unless it comes in 6-packs, then a little bit more, but I wouldn't want to pay more than, if this comes in 4-packs, the absolute max would be 12 for me. And if it came in 6-packs, the absolute max would be like 14 to 15. It's a really good beer, don't get me wrong, but there's other dark lagers that I've had in the past that come in like 16 fluid ounce cans for like $12 a 4-pack. And if this is significantly more expensive, then that's kind of a bummer. And distribution, availability on this one, I don't really know about Two Tides. I just know they get in and around the Savannah area and in Atlanta or Georgia, but I've never seen them here in the Buffalo, New York area. But I don't know if they get on like Tavor or any website like that. But again, if you are in the area and you haven't tried their stuff out, give them a go. I don't think I've had a bad beer from them. I'm trying to think off the top of my dome piece. No, I don't think I have. I had one explode on me, and it was still good, but I lost like a decent amount of the beer. It was one of their heavily fruited sours. But anyway, I'm going to actually review 2 of the beers from Wes's box. Probably going to review the other one in a couple hours. You won't see them on the same day, I don't think. You'll probably see them a week or 2 apart, but you'll see the same getup. So yeah, this was 5%, and the other one I'm reviewing 7. So I can have the 2 beers, especially since they're in 12 fluid ounce cans. So I'm going to come back with that one in a couple hours and then you'll see that probably a week or two later. Anyway, really good beer, 5%, you can't tell. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Just a really good dark lager, nothing more, nothing less. Huge thanks to Wes for all of the goodies. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.